Good morning, beautiful people. So in this quick video, I want to talk a little bit about the Wim Hof method and Chinese medicine. And in particular, in Chinese medicine, which organs the Wim Hof breathing, this breathing specifically more so than the cold therapy, but how the breathing hits certain organs and what that essentially means in Chinese medicine, but what it really means for you and overall health, well-being, and all those things. So I've been doing the Wim Hof method every day for about 6 weeks now, and it is so powerful. My God, it's one of the most powerful things I've ever done. And I wasn't even intending to do it every day, but I'm just getting so much benefit from it that I'm doing it every day. I'm actually looking forward to doing it. One of the things that sort of blocked me at the beginning and why I sort of didn't like, I actually came across it years ago, but I didn't want to do it because I found it was a bit too aggressive. Like the breathing was too forceful. But I've also realized that it doesn't have to be forceful. So if you're finding yourself doing like really intense, like forcing it, then I would say back off and do it in a more relaxed, calmer breathing rhythm that suits you. Because I've even noticed that when I slow down and do it calmly or do it at my rhythm, I actually get more high out of it. So that's the first thing. If that's an obstacle for you, then just slow it down a little bit. Go it and be less forceful with it, basically. The how it connects to Chinese medicine. So the Wim Hof breathing method obviously really targets the lungs and it really enhances your lung capacity. And in Chinese medicine, the lungs are responsible for many things, but they're connected to immune system. They distribute the immune system throughout your body. Your breath essentially creates like a biofield around you. So there's two organs in the immune system in Chinese medicine, the stomach spleen, so where the cells and the defense qi is made, and the lungs distribute the immune system around the body and through the system. So generally, if you've got good lung energy, called lung qi power, you've got a good biofield around you. It makes you kind of robust. So the emotion that's connected to the lungs is grief and holding on. And there's a tendency for hoarding. The mental illness connected to hoarding, like accumulating things and never being able to throw anything out, and never being able to change or move on. That's generally, we would say, an imbalance in the lungs. There's something not right with the lungs. Generally, it connects to like smoking, addictive smoking tendencies, where it's kind of like you're holding on, you're suppressing and holding on. So obviously, the Wim Hof really gets in there and really smashes through and gives your lungs a lot of power. And I think you just are able to let go a lot easier just in life and move on, right? So that's the first real powerful benefit. The second organ, which is really interesting that it hits, so the lungs and the kidneys are connected. They're like brother and sister in the 5-element system in Chinese medicine, which means they feed each other and support each other. So the lungs are feeding the kidneys with qi, energy. Now the kidneys are super powerful and super important organs. Obviously, they are connected to your stress hormones, in particular adrenaline, cortisol levels, how your body manages that. They also govern the water metabolism in your body, regulating urination, how much water your body holds onto, like obesity, things like that. Though when it comes to the psychology, it's about willpower. The kidneys are responsible for willpower, your internal willpower, so your internal strength to try new things, to take risks, to say things like, I can do that, or I'm at least willing to give it a go. It's that ability to travel, to try a new job, to basically, you've got to have a sort of sense of inner willpower and strength to be able to, do cool things in your life, right? I've noticed like a lot of powerful like CEOs and successful people in the world who are very charismatic generally have strong kidney power, strong kidney chi. So this breathing method, supporting your lungs in this way, is going to empower your kidneys and help your kidneys build power, which means you'll have more willpower, psychologically speaking. The other thing that the kidneys do, it's about your reproductive system. So your ability to, your fertility is massively tied in, but also your overall sexual power and virility and charisma and attractiveness is really connected to your kidney strength and power. And in the yoga system and in Chinese Qigong is that lower dantian, which is, and the lower chakras, which is just below your belly button and the anus area. If you have a strong amount of power down there, you've got a lot of, that's actually where a lot of vitality essentially comes from. Vitality to do things, to be outgoing, to be charismatic, again, there's that word, to be confident. All this stuff is tied to your kidneys. And, this is really a hack. If you want to be more attractive, if you want to be more attracted to the opposite sex, build that power down there. And what I've been doing a little bit with the, this is very empowering for any yogis or tantrikas or people that are having or into sexual experience, is basically when you're doing Wim Hof, especially on the inhale, is to squeeze Mula Bandha, squeeze the lower dantians and hold. Because when you squeeze on a hold, it's basically you're telling the body where to send the oxygenated chi for power. So when you add that technique, I'm fine to when you charge your system up with chi through the lungs, and then you direct it where you want it. So direct it into your lower dantians with slight squeezing. That'll give you so much more power. The other cool thing to finish on is that what I've noticed is when I do the Wim Hof, is that I can feel, like he says, you can feel it running through your blood. I can feel it running through my meridians because I've got a map of the meridian system in my brain because I studied it for many, many years. And so actually when I'm on an exhale as well as an inhale, I can feel it moving through the meridian system in my arms in particular, up into my face, through my body, and a little bit into my legs. So it's charging power chi through the lungs. It's getting that chi straight away, stripping the chi out of the air and sending it through your meridian system. It's super important to have this fresh power chi running through you, right? So it's so powerful. And the last thing about that is, if you've got an area in your body that you feel like it's always tight or stiff, or you've got an injury, is that when you fill yourself up near the end of the Wim Hof method, is squeeze that area. Squeeze that area a little bit, because that will send the newly charged chi in your system to that area to repair it. And basically your whole body will repair itself much quicker if you can direct the chi in this way. So that's it. That's the connection between Wim Hof and supercharging your system and which organs it is really empowering and what you can get out of it. So I really recommend Wim Hof method. It's just so fast. It's so powerful. It will reactivate your lungs. It'll fix up any diseases in your lungs, and it'll also support and clean out any diseases in the kidneys. And give you superpowers, willpower, strength, courage, charisma, confidence, freedom from grief, the ability to move on. And all those things, it's all available if you do the practice. So that's it from me. Hopefully it's helpful. If you've got any questions, let me know. And I'll see you next time.